Hello, this is Andre with Tongue Tales on Monday. Today's tale is about the tongue of a 55 years old male. His chief complaints are elevated blood pressure and insomnia. He also has elevated levels of bad cholesterol. Here are some of the details we need to know about his condition. He's an athlete and a heavy lifter, and lately he noticed that his blood pressure elevates when he lifts heavy. Additionally, he has insomnia. He wakes up around 3 a.m. and cannot fall back asleep for hours. And sometimes he wakes up later around 5 a.m. and is still unable to fall back asleep. He does not experience the urge to use the bathroom when he wakes up, so we can safely rule out the kidney involvement. A few words should be said about his pulses. Overall, his pulse rhythm is irregular and slow. The stomach and spleen pulses are wiry and slippery. The pulse on the liver position feels thin and deep. He has a floating pulse on the small intestine position, but this pulse empties when we press deep into the heart level. Now, let's see what his tongue would tell us. The tongue coating looks thick. We are dealing with dampness accumulation. This sign corresponds with the slippery pulse in the stomach and spleen positions. We can observe a greasy, slippery, yellow coating at the root of the tongue, which is a sign of damp heat. It can be liver and gallbladder disharmony, or it can be spleen and stomach disharmony. We will decide it later. We can also observe that the coating becomes dry in the center. Despite dampness accumulation, there is a deficiency of fluids in the stomach. We are potentially looking at stomach heat or even yin deficiency. We can also observe a green, slightly slippery coating at the sides of the tongue, which looks like phlegm heat in the liver and gallbladder, because the sides of the tongue correspond to the liver and gallbladder. Next, let's observe the shape of the tongue. We can see this is a long but regular tongue shape. We can observe a curled up edge on the right side. The right side corresponds to the gallbladder, and the left side corresponds to the liver. We are dealing with the gallbladder Qi stagnation. We can also observe a slight notch at the tip of the tongue, a sign of heart blood deficiency. Next, let's observe the tongue's color. We can only see the sides of the tongue, as the whole tongue is covered with a thick coating. We can see that the sides look pale. Without a swollen tongue body with teeth marks, this is a sign of spleen Qi deficiency. We must decide whether we are dealing with yang or blood deficiency. I tend to think we are dealing primarily with blood deficiency, as we do not have symptoms of frequent urination, lower back pain, or coldness in the body, which are all signs of kidney yang deficiency. So we are most likely dealing with blood deficiency. Liver blood nourishes the heart Qi. Slow, irregular pulse is a sign of heart Qi deficiency. We can also observe bluish spots on the tongue. These are a sign of blood stagnation. Finally, let us talk about the texture of the tongue. We can observe deep, irregular cracks in the center of the tongue. These are signs of stomach yin deficiency, because the center of the tongue corresponds to the stomach. We can also observe dry coating around this crack which is a sign of stomach heat. Heat dries up stomach fluids and damages stomach yin. This heat also contributes to phlegm heat scenario in the liver and gallbladder. Now, let us put it all together. We are dealing with a dual excess and deficiency that run parallel. In terms of excess, we are observing gallbladder qi stagnation. We can observe a crease and an elevated edge on the tongue's right side corresponding to the gallbladder. This sign speaks of gallbladder qi stagnation. There may be an emotional precursor to this clinical manifestation. Qi stagnation is always a source of pathogenic heat in the body. We can also observe heat source, which is the stomach heat and yin deficiency. We can observe a dry area in the center of the tongue that corresponds to the stomach. We often observe this sign when a patient's diet is not ideal for their constitution. Furthermore, we observe the presence of phlegm heat and dampness in the liver and gallbladder, manifesting as these thick, moist green patches on the sides of the tongue, on the right and the left sides. We can see phlegm dampness on the root of the tongue, most probably coming from a poor diet, that's stomach and spleen. The digestive system cannot overcome dietary challenges, and phlegm dampness forms. Combined with gallbladder stagnation and stomach heat, it cooks into phlegm heat. Most probably, phlegm heat and gallbladder stagnation are major causes of blood stagnation. Phlegm heat and blood stagnation are the reasons for elevated blood pressure, as it takes more energy for the vessels to push thick blood through the vessels. Next, let us talk about the deficiencies. Liver blood deficiency translates into heart qi deficiency, which leads to irregular, slow pulses. Heart qi deficiency, in combination with gallbladder qi stagnation, is the cause of insomnia in this case. Next, let us create the right combination of herbs for this presentation. To regulate qi, we will use Jiao Bupleurum. It releases liver and gallbladder qi stagnation. We will combine it with Zhi Shi, immature bitter orange, an herb that moves stagnant qi in the stomach and spleen. This herb also dissolves phlegm accumulation. We can also add Zhi Xia, Pinellia preparatum, which transforms phlegm and clears phlegm heat. Next, we will combine Huang Qin, Scutellaria, and Jiao, Prunella. These herbs clear heat and fire from liver and gallbladder. They also anchor the liver yang and reduce blood pressure. We can add to this combination Goutang, Uncaria, an herb that calms the liver and anchors the yang. It also lowers blood pressure and treats hypertension. Next, we need to address blood stagnation, and we will combine Guizhi, cinnamon twig, which is a warming herb, and Danshen, salvia, a cooling herb, to invigorate blood. We could also say that Danshen treats insomnia due to heart and kidneys not communicating. As well, it also decreases cholesterol. Next, we're going to address the deficiency. We will combine Sheng Di Huang, Rehmannia, and Mai Mendong, Apiapagon. Both of these herbs clear heat and nourish yin to treat insomnia. We will add Suan Zhao Ren, Ziziphus, an herb that nourishes heart and calms Shen, spirit. This herb also treats insomnia by supporting heart qi. For the complete list of herbs in this formula, please check out the notes in the video description. Now, if you have any health issues and want to know what your tongue tells on you, please do not hesitate to send us a picture of your tongue and we will speak about it next. I'm Andre with Tongue Tales on Monday, and I will see you next Monday.